Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts with what is going to look like a really intense fight. I picked this scenario because it has an interesting backstory. Now this was sent in by Ms. through the form that I have on my website, link to that down below in the description, and that's the only way that you can get your scenario to me. Now, I do get a lot of these, so if I don't pick yours, it's not personal, I just have a deluge of these things coming my way, and I pick these things more or less at random. If I think it's interesting, I go for it, and if I don't think it's interesting, I just flat out delete it. Just delete one, and usually at that point I have 3 or 4 more in my inbox. Anyway, the scenario is called Strike from Afar. In an unexpected turn of events, Spain has not attacked Portugal, but has also joined the fight against the Allies by joining the Axis. With them joining, they have also brought a new warship into the mix. It's one that is designed to strike the shoreline of the UK. But it has to get there first, and most believe that this may be a failure, and some of them don't. Spain was able to get the 18-inch technology from Japan, and they're using it for a new battleship. With Spain enhancing the range of the guns, it will make for the perfect shore bombardment weapon, and it's heading straight for Great Britain. Sadly, the British are well aware of this ship and is sending a massive fleet to destroy it. You, the Admiral, must make sure that the battleship gets to the shore mostly intact. Luckily, Germany has sent their own escort with your ships to help. So, what I have to build is a big battleship, and there are some design limitations that Ms. has sent to me. He says the battleship can be a super or not, that's up to you, but it is made for long-range combat. The ship only has a few secondary guns and thin belt armor, but the most unusual part is the deck armor, and it has more armor than the belt and the belt extended. But it makes sense, since the ship is designed to fight from range. Good luck. To completely win, you must either escape or destroy the enemy fleet. To escape, you must be out of sight of all ships in the enemy fleet. To win, you have to destroy all the destroyers, light cruisers and battle cruisers. The enemy seriously has me outgunned. It is 4 battleships to 1. It is 4 battlecruisers to 2. It is 4 heavy cruisers to 3. It is 2 light cruisers even. And they have 2 more destroyers than I do. So I am going to try and use my battleship, make it as accurate as possible, and with that start blowing away the bigger ships. The smaller ships, heavy cruisers, light cruiser and destroyer, and I don't really want to call a heavy cruiser a lighter ship, but it is relatively lighter to a battlecruiser or a battleship. They're going to have to get taken on by the battle cruisers and the heavy cruisers. And I can't design those, so I'm left at the mercy of the AI. Now, let's see. We got the Andalusia. How do I want to build this guy? There is one important thing. It's built for long range, few secondaries, and a lot of deck armor and a lot of belt armor. Just keep it out of range. Right, before I forget, if you do like my content, by the way, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am approaching the 50,000 subscriber mark, and I am trying to get there as quickly as possible. So if you find that you scroll down to just below the video, and you see that the subscribe button has not been ticked yet, then please consider doing so, because you could really help me grow just a little bit faster. Now, the Andalusia has a problem. The Spanish don't have a very large hull. The biggest that they have is 69,000 tons. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I'm going to have to sacrifice as much speed as possible to just make room for the guns. Because if I wanted to go, let's say, 25 knots, 27, I'm looking at 29,000 displacement. If I go just for 16 knots, I'm saving 6,000, or rather 5,000 tons of displacement. Just gotta make sure I get that number as low as possible. No, that doesn't help much. Alright. That's not great. It's not leaving me a lot of room for those huge superimposed barbettes. I'm gonna go with the biggest turrets I can find, 18-inch guns. We have the tech, so I might as well use it. We only have a small 4-weight offset problem of only 69%. Time to finish that, or fix that, as quickly as possible. I'll take another one of these. And another one of these. And these. If you want to copy a turret, middle mouse click it, and you'll get it copied, and you can move it to a different position. It's a bit much. There. Now, everything about this ship is going to be about long-ranged accuracy. So I have the best modern tower that I can get, plus 25% base accuracy and 38 long-range accuracy. Secondary tower is 15% base. No advantages to long-range accuracy. And this is why I'd ideally have a Japanese ship, because they just get that additional accuracy. But no joy, we are Spanish today. Actually, for 17 knots, what am I doing? 16? That's way too much. I'm basically a floating artillery battery at this point. Survivability to max. Oh. That made her a bit heavier. Natural boilers do seem to be enough for my exceptionally low speed. Oil, save me a bit of weight. Barbette, max. Anti-torp, max. Shell power, max. Electro-hydraulic turrets. And then range and accuracy. Accuracy is not a stat that gets a buff. Range is... Which was it? 2 powder? This sacrifices gun range. TNT... No, it doesn't gain you any gun range. This gains you 2.5% gun range. And shell muzzle velocity. I can fire out to 39 kilometers. Whether I'll hit something at 39 kilometers is a different question. Let's see, this is 37,817 if I hit. This is 35, but 1 kilometer more range. Let's go for the high TNT. Let's add communications range. I generally don't pay attention to it whatsoever, but having your ships relatively close to the flagship helps. Because they do get a bit of an accuracy boost, I think. Anti-flood max. Bulkheads max. Auxiliary engine 2. I really don't have much left. You know what? I'm just going to go completely without secondaries. The ship is going to have to survive without secondaries. She's going to have to rely on our escorts. Now, deck armor is paramount on this ship, and it is mandated as having to be more than the belt and belt extended. So just try to keep out of range, which is going to be a challenge and a half, since I'm only doing 16 knots. You know what? Since we're only doing 16, we might as well just do 15. 15 knots. The British will see this thing coming, and they'll have ample time to do something about it. Turret tops. Nope, that's about it. It would be great if this was one of those big ships of 130,000 tons. You could tack on a ton of armor there, because 8.5-inch deck armor and 4-inch deck extended is not something I'm feeling confident about. I don't have any secondaries, so adding or removing that armor doesn't do much. Yeah. Crap. Alright, well, this is it. Andalusia. 18-inch guns, 12 of them, no secondaries. Fight. And we're taking down 4 British battleships. We do have a tech advantage of 10 years. That's going to be my ace in the hole, as well as the 18-inch guns, which hopefully will take down anything before it gets an opportunity to start doing damage to me. Whether that will work... yeah. You never quite know. Alright, what else did I get? The 2 battlecruisers, 16-inch guns. Displacement 37,700 tons with a slow speed of 27.5. I don't like these at all. Now I like them even less. Minimum bulkheads. Anti-flood? 3. Okay. Well, at least that's something. Heavy cruisers. Concepcion de Zubelzu. Few bulkheads. Lovely. 9-inch guns. Anti-flood 2. Citadel 3. Light cruisers. Oh, armament. 9-inch. No torps. 16-inch. Nothing secondary. Jesus. Oh my. That's not going to be good. Anything gets into range, it's going to be the job of the heavy cruisers to take it down. Light cruisers. 6-inch. Very scarcely populated with guns. Oh no. Minimum bulkheads. DDs? Maximum bulkheads. Yes, at least my DDs are survivable. And they can torpedo out to 14-7. Proserpina, Vigina, and Liniers. And EO. EO is going to join the others. Unfortunately, they do seem to be on the wrong side. Here are the British. Out in force. Sweet Jesus. That's a lot of force. Heavy cruisers. Heavy cruiser. Heavy cruiser. Battleship. And they're already turning. Aren't they? Yes, they are. Range 25 kilometers. That is very much within striking range of the Andalusia. Let's angle away slightly. And everybody else, stay right where you are. Stay with me. We're just going to bloody their noses a bit from good range. Who's opening up? Oh, the battle cruisers. My accuracy is 7.2%. And if at all... Oh, ouch. That's not a good start. If at all possible, I should be able to go right through the deck armor on those ships. Could you stop that? I'm fighting at, what, 22 clicks? 22 clicks, I can penetrate 35 inches of deck armor. Oh shit, there goes a light cruiser. I'm not even sure if they were trying to hit that, but the Constancia is potentially the first victim. Nope, just closed the watertight doors in time. Nope, not quite. She's gone. First blood to the British. Their formation is a bit hectic. Let's get the DDs out front. I could really use a couple of very damaging hits on any of their ships. The closer they get to each other, the better it is for me. Now, I can't see what I'm shooting at. Let's go for this ship. I know that there is a red line, but I am colorblind, so the contrast for me between the sea and that red line is difficult. And that's why I'm sometimes just not seeing it. It's not YouTuber blindness, it's actual color blindness this time around. I imagine I'm relatively easy to hit for them at this range. And this speed. We've inflicted no damage as of yet. Battle cruisers that way. Not quite sure what the heavy cruisers are doing. I thought they were screening. And it appears that they are in fact screening, but very aggressively so. So have you screened the heavy cruiser? We have done 9 damage. From an 18-inch shell? Mid-belt? Partial penetration? Oh, the belt. Right. The belt. That's what we're hitting. That's not helpful. Heavy cruisers, turn broadside, open up against the DD before they send a whole fleet of fish this way. Now, the British battleships seem to be heading towards the west. So that's where my DDs are going to be. Hunting them down. I have a decent complement of torpedoes on these ships. And I have 10 torpedoes per launcher. Or sorry, per ship. So I'm going to be able to put 40 torpedoes in the water, if at all possible. Please kill this DD quickly. I cannot have that thing operating for too long. Are you a battlecruiser? That looks remarkably like a battlecruiser. The length and the speed. Yep, there we go. And my battlecruiser got hit. The Santa Margarita. By her 13-inch shells. Then the 15-inch shells strike the Andalusia again. Have you done anything? Yeah, 339. Okay. We did hit the BB over here. Ooh, that was a pretty big hole as well. We've got hidden... Yeah, we got hit again. Santa Margarita. Lovely. We got the Wrestler over here. Now the Wrestler is a lovely little destroyer. Completely harmless. With only 12 torpedo tubes. And another 3 and another 2. So that's 17 torpedoes that the Wrestler can put into the water. Easy. Battlecruisers. Hit the other battlecruiser. DDs, range 15-1. Torpedo range 14-7. We're almost there. Posapina's taking fire from, I think, the secondaries. Let's have her speed up a little. And turn. I've hit the DD with a light cruiser. Oh, that's more like it. Engines damaged and ships burning. Unfortunately, that's not a flooding. That means that those engines could very well be repaired. Now, I think I might have to go for a torpedo attack against this battle cruiser. Oh, shit. Damage report. Hit. You flooded your ass off. Well, sir, that is what you deserve for bringing minimum bulkheads. Senor, don't bring minimum bulkheads. Because you, and then I, will pay the price. Torpedoes away. Target the battlecruiser. Now that DD launched her turbs just in time. Because she's going to fall back in the formation. Licking her wounds. Oh shit, there goes the Santa Margarita, but also the Wrestler. Santa Margarita was only a matter of time. Because she was so heavily flooded that she just needed one more hit. And she'd started flooding again. The Wrestler got hit by a 9-inch shell from one of the heavies. The light cruiser took a small scratch to the bow. Otherwise fine. Alright. Trafalgar. 15-inch guns. Turning circle of almost 1.5 kilometers. And sonar 3. Max... Oh, you get maximum bulkheads, do you? Well, that sucks. And you get sonar 3. And you get anti-flood 1 and anti-torp 4. Okay. This is gonna be tricky. Why are you still not fighting accurately? Well, that's a battleship. Battlecruiser. I want you to hit that one. And I really want to torp out the Trafalgar. I just don't think that the torps will be very effective. Figia, turn around. 7-inch shells hit the light cruiser. Oh, the light cruiser's in trouble. Flash fire. The turrets joining Space Force again. At least temporarily. There they go. Where are my heavy cruisers? Operating somewhat perpendicular to the rest of the group. There are just way too many British. There's just way too big of a group. Now Trafalgar has detected the torpedoes. And the AI seems to be making some course correction to starboard. Which might open her up to even more torpedoes. If she turns, then these could also hit. Whereas if she turned to port, she'd have been a little bit less at risk. Yep. Please on the stern as well. Make a hole. There we go. Trafalgar. No damage to engines as of yet, but a damaged rudder. And there is more on the way. She's flooding very slightly. San Francisco. Guess what? She's getting hit. And she's getting flooded. And there's nothing I can do because she has minimum bulkheads. This is why it would be great to also be able to design other ships in your fleet. I mean, sure, the videos would be 2 hours long because it would be designing for probably an hour. But it would also save lives as far as other ships are concerned. Trafalgar, 2 damaged engines, a damaged rudder, fire and flooding. She got hit again by the torpedoes. I'm still not getting anywhere near the accuracy that I want from the Andalusia. Sorry, the Andalusia. Trafalgar's on fire again. 6% chance to hit only. Spanish accuracy just flat out sucks. Now, I don't really have a lot of larger area control ships. Because those would be the torpedoes. But most of the torpedoes get detected and evaded. And the big ships are very quickly running through my big ships. Trafalgar possibly being hampered in her evasive effort by her own rudder has been damaged. 2 torpedoes. Starboard flank on the bow. Yep, she's flooding. San Francisco. Toast. Andalusia. Toast. So I just have one very, very sizable battleship. And her effectiveness is debatable. Putting it like... Oh. Okay. Eagle. Many bulkheads. Valiant. Also seemingly having taken torpedo hits. She's been reduced to 66%. That's Centurion, Valiant, and Eagle. Where's your last ship? Glory. Oh, the Glory's coming in. Oh dear. Tell the heavy cruisers to fall back. The DDs. Not yet torpedo ready. There goes the Proserpina, the wounded destroyer on the stern. Trailing one. Try to torpedo the Invincible if you can, and in 20 seconds we're gonna disappear under the cover of smoke. At least, I hope so. 5 seconds. Smoke. Ooh, not in time. EO's getting serious damage. Engines have all been damaged. And despite maximum bulkheads, if you flood on 4 separate sections on a DD, you're going to have a lot of work on ahead of you. If you survive at all. And she's not. She is most definitely not going to survive that. She's trying. She really is. Look at that. 0.3, 0.4, 0.6. No. Uh-oh. And I was expecting so much from these 12 8-inch or 12 18-inch guns. But to no avail. Now the Glory, 24 knots, 59,000 tons, 13.2-inch belt, 7.2-inch deck. Hello. That's a lot of armor. won't be enough to stop me. But I kind of have to hit you first. And with a target fast speed. You're doing 24 knots. Target fast speed, my ass. That's not fast. Not at all. I don't really believe that the Spanish are going to win this one. Spanish Armada seems to be having some trouble today. I think we've sunk exactly one British destroyer so far. We've already lost both light cruisers, both battle cruisers, and 2 destroyers. How I hate minimum bulkheads. 15-inch shell plunges through the mid-deck on the Andalusia, putting it down to 57%. Another full salvo of the 18-inch guns. Flooding. Flooding shouldn't be that much of a threat to this ship. Although, famous last words on that bit. I guess I'm just too slow. I'm too easy to hit. We're still targeting the Glory. And if I can get through to the Glory, I'll be able to do a lot of damage. But the shells are just dropping harmlessly around the Glory instead of actually doing damage. Figia and Liniers, I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that in Spanish, are ready. For some reason or another, the battleships are limping away. Even though they haven't taken any serious damage. I mean, sure enough, the Centurion is not a happy battleship. Hold on a minute. No, they are only 13-inch guns. There's just a lot of them. There we go. Glory got hit. 175 damage. Oh no, you're down to 41. This battle is just not going to last long enough for the Andalusia to do enough damage. The heavy cruisers with their 9-inch guns, they can harass a little bit, but their chance to pen a battle cruiser at full speed, although they are 40%, they kind of have to hit them first. And the battle cruiser is doing almost 39 knots. About that. The battle cruisers seem to be circling around the Glory. And all the while, they're just melting the Andalusia. 15-inch impacts every time. Setting fires, causing flooding, causing damage to the engines. I really wonder if a Japanese ship would have done better, and I think it would have. Because I'm just missing about half the displacement that I would normally be able to use. The 130,000 ton battleship. One of those super BBs. Now, is there any chance that I can still torpedo one of these guys? Few bulkheads. Sonar 3. Set the smokescreen. Commence torpedo attack. Fire when ready. Oh, you already torped something. And so did you. Oh. Sorry. Fall back then. Lucia down to 30% now. Accuracy is not even 10%. Back in the day, these ships used to be exceptionally accurate. I have done 6,600. I've taken double that amount of damage. And I think that within the next few minutes, the ship just won't be here anymore. I have to... oh, Jesus, that's a good hit. What was that? A 7-inch shell for 1,025? What the hell are you firing at me? High TNT? Okay. I thought it wouldn't be high TNT. I thought it would be lyddite. Because that seemed to be a very potent high explosive shell. Yeah, Vigia is gone. It just leaves me with the other one. This is a painful defeat for the Spanish. Some of the British ships will have to spend some time in the dock. But the Spanish pride is going to be seriously diminished. This is a very big blow to morale. Could I at least sink a battle cruiser? Trafalgar. Battlecruiser Trafalgar. 20.6 knots. With 2 damaged engines and half the ship flooded. The Trafalgar is still faster than the Andalusia at best speed. And she's only doing 6 knots now after having lost both of her engines. 4% chance to hit. If I do hit, I'll probably obliterate her. The AI is really just kicking my ships off the map one by one by one. So in hindsight, I should have made that ship faster. The Andalusia. She was too slow to avoid any kind of fire and to dictate the battle range. And I think that that is one of the problems that caused me to not be as effective with the ship as I'd hoped. Because she just could not use her speed to evade enemy fire. Nor could she get out of the way when the enemy ship started to close in. And a better rangefinder would also have helped. Like the Japanese kind. Now before you guys suggest, hey, redo the scenario but with Japanese ships. No, I don't revisit scenarios because I have about 700, 750, I think even more at this point in my inbox. So I don't revisit them, I just go for a different scenario. Now the structural integrity on the Andalusia has dropped to 15%. The turrets are still operational. But that deck armor, 8.5 inch, just not enough. Mid-deck penetration, mid-deck penetration, bow belt, stern deck extended, mid-deck. They're all 13-inch shells. But it's plunging fire. And we're fighting at a range of about 12.5. So 9.4 inch of deck extended, or deck armor can be penetrated. And it is. It's going right through the ship. Especially the deck extended, of course, with 4 inch. It's just not strong enough. So I'm sad to report that we'll probably see the Andalusia slipping beneath the waves a hell of a lot sooner than I would have liked. Now, let's try to fire at the Glory again. Because firing at the battle cruisers is just a flat-out waste of my time. And maybe the heavy cruisers can do some ramming actions. 13% left on the Andalusia. And this is mostly without the AI even using their destroyers. Again, if they'd rushed me with destroyers, it would have been a very, very short fight. Because even though the Andalusia is very capable of just blocking enemy torpedoes, she's not that capable. By the way, as a reaction to the torpedo fest that we had on Monday, in case you're watching this later, that video is called The Katyusha of the Seas, where I hit torpedoes, or I hit ships with 90 to 200 torpedoes and they just refused to sink. I have informed the devs, and they have informed me that it is a known issue. It's a problem with damage saturation, and they are working on fixing it. So hopefully that is something that will get changed in a future patch. Now let's try and ram the Lord Clyde over here. Steady course. Maybe slight turn. This is a battle cruiser that's 47,000 tons. My ship is 14,000. So I'm 3 times lighter than they are. But using the ramming mechanics in current Alpha 7, we are able to do a fair amount of damage. There we go. And unfortunately for the Lord Clyde, she's not done yet. The San Felipe is going to go on to the Glory next. And if the Santa Maria de la Rosa can survive a little while longer, she can do another close encounter with the Lord Clyde. The Andalusia, fighting for her life with just 2% of the structural integrity of the ship left. Where's the last heavy cruiser? The Concepcion de Zubelzu. Hard to port. Try to intercept the Warrior. Speaking of intercepting, am I even fast enough to find and hit the Lord Clyde? Barely. Hard to starboard if you want to still ram the Glory. Looks like it's going to be the ultimate sacrifice for all the heavy cruisers. Still got my DD somewhere. Harder to starboard. Starboard. Yep, you don't do enough. And the Spanish will just ram you. Although, hold on. No, 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 no. I might not be able to ram the Glory. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hit the stern, hit the stern, hit the stern, hit the stern. Well, we rammed him a little bit, but I don't think that ship actually registered any kind of damage. So, next target, Invincible. Let's see if she lives up to that nickname. Invincible is not not particularly interested, but she doesn't have a choice. Andalusia, 1%. Oh, come on, don't tell me you're too fast. You're too fast. No! So close. There's my other battle, or heavy cruiser. Oh, here you go. These things are remarkably survivable. 6.8-inch belt armor, and they're getting hit by every secondary on these ships. But so far, they're just... well, they're mostly shrugging it off. And we're maneuvering so violently between the whole fleet that it's making it difficult for them to actually hit me. The damage that they've output, though, is a cluster. 185 versus 580 taken. 114 versus 331 taken. This one is the most effective one so far. 1000 damage done versus 984 taken. Andalusia, 1% left. Engines are all but gone. And her buoyancy has looked better. But I think she's largely damage saturated, so there's a very good chance that they just cannot really do that much more damage to her. Let's see if I can hit the Warrior. Just look at that. That entire reserve group over there. They're not full health, especially not the battleships, but the other ones are. There goes the Andalusia. Lost the scenario, although I saw that coming a couple of minutes ago. Steady course. Actually, no. Hard to port. Alright, Warrior. You ready for this? Warrior's not having a good time. Really not having a good time. That was about 26% structural right off the ship. I just don't think that I can get another couple of good rams because the heavy cruisers are too slow. Oh, and they're out of... Are they all out? No, not quite. Only the San Felipe still has some ammo left. There goes the Concepcion. There, oh, that was fast. And the Santa Maria. And now maybe the San Felipe is the center of attention. I would recommend that you just retreat. and tell how we have sunk the entirety of the British fleet. They never need to know what happened here. Alright, Invincible. Are you up for this? No, don't, no. No. Oh, shit. Flooding. Destroyed main gun. Ram! There we go. Another weird thing about the ramming mechanic as it's currently implemented is just how little you lose your speed. I rammed, and the ship is more or less still doing 23 knots, whereas she pretty much should have been just in the water. Anyway, that is the end of the Spanish Armada, with only the Linears surviving that encounter. Bad decision making by me, and a large amount of British warships. No joy for the Spanish Armada to date, no coastal bombardment on Britain, and just one small group of surviving, or at least hopefully surviving crew members left on the Linears. That was all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that large fight and the quick demise of the Spanish. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys soon for another one.